The history of Faerun is legendary. The stories of its victories and defeats can be found scattered amongst the thousands of scrolls, tomes, and songs created by the various bards and scholars brave enough to put their knowledge, as well as their names, on the line to retell these stories. However, it would take more air than I have to breathe to recount the history from the beginnings of these lands. So why don't we start from where it's necessary, shall we? 10 years ago, the North boomed with the beat of orcish drums, when the once peaceful orc tribes of the Many Arrows clan descended upon the northern lands of the Silver Marches. Numerous dwarven settlements were devastated. Citadel Sunbar and Mithril Hall were taken, and never recovered. The dwarves, humans, and gnomes of Sunbar fled to Waterdeep following River Rauren and skirting along the high forest. When they came to River Desarin, south of the Evermoors, smugglers from Waterdeep took them to their new home in the Crown of the North. Many brave heroes saw their last days during the war, yet eventually the North prevailed. High-ranking members belonging to Waterdeep's elite adventuring unit known as Force Grey were able to win the war and helped rid the North of these invaders. They were praised for their bravery and their foolishness on the battlefield. Yet, many of them fell to the grip of death. The North still remembers, and tensions between the dwarves of Citadel Sunbar and the elves of Silvery Moon still fester. Dwarves harbor resentment for a long, long time, if not given a reason to reconsider their hurt. However, they are not the only ones who suffered. The fathers, mothers, sisters, and brothers of those soldiers who left their homes along the Sword Coast to aid the North still remember the pain of war. Its presence persists. The remnants still cause echoes through the streets on lonely nights and shake free from drunken tongues. The last 10 years in the North has been hard, yet not all hope is lost. The dwarven, human, and gnomish refugees have made a home for themselves in Waterdeep. Numerous orphanages were built in the Field Ward, founded by the guilds. And with Lord Dagalt Neverember's recent removal as Open Lord, the city has seen more growth in the past 2 years compared to the decade prior. This is due mostly to Lyril Silverhand taking the seat of Open Lord. Her tactile manner and knack for negotiation has done much to bolster Waterdeep's relations with other cities. Most recently, the trade agreements between Waterdeep and Calimport along the southwestern border of Faerun has strengthened the bonds between both cities. And with the assistance of the Lord's Alliance, an organization that spans numerous cities throughout the Sword Coast and beyond, the nation of Kalimshan has begun negotiations to bring Calimport into the Lord's Alliance to further combat any potential threats that may arise in the coming years. Waterdeep, the Crown of the North, has seen much growth, and its walls are not nearly as well defended as it was prior to the war. Thousands of soldiers were lost, and Force Grey itself neared extinction, with only a few remaining members left to defend the city. The members brought in over the last decade have been sent to the lands of Chult to clean up the tide of undead left over from the death curse plaguing the lands. Waterdeep's resources once again are cut short. Enemies still remain within the walls and beyond them, so new members of Force Grey must be cultivated from the ground up to bring Greyhand initiates into the fold. Many trials lay before these could-be heroes in the coming days. The year is 1494 of the Dale Reckoning, 21st of Kythorn. Follow me in this tale of valor as we uncover the story of these Greyhand initiates. Welcome to Red Sky, Dark Sun.